Welcome to Love Science Today, the podcast where we explore modern relationships through psychology, sociology, philosophy, and real human behavior. Here we study attraction, intimacy, boundaries, and emotional safety in the age of digital connection. If you want to understand love on a deeper level, you are in the right place. Let us begin. Today's episode is titled, Love Bombing versus Real Love: How to Spot the Difference Before It's Too Late. I want you to imagine a scenario. It's a rainy Tuesday. You've had a difficult day at work. You check your phone, and there's a message from someone you met 3 days ago. It's not just a hello, it's a paragraph. They're telling you that meeting you felt like destiny. They've sent a bouquet of flowers to your flat. They're talking about taking you to Italy next summer. Your heart races, the dopamine floods your system. You think, finally, someone who isn't afraid to commit. Someone who sees me. It feels like a fairy tale. But fast forward 3 weeks, you ask for a night alone to see your friends, and suddenly the tone shifts. They go cold. They accuse you of not caring. They call you ungrateful. The fairy tale dissolves, and you are left wondering what on earth just happened. Welcome back to Love Science Today, where we decode the chemistry of connection with clarity and care. I'm your host, Kehinde Ojo. Today's episode explores one of the most dangerous and seductive traps in modern dating. Love bombing. It's a term we hear thrown around a lot, but few people understand the mechanics of it. Why does it feel so good at first? Why is it so hard to leave? And how do you tell the difference between a person who is falling in love with you and a person who is grooming you for control? Let's break it down. Let's start with a clear definition. Love bombing is not just being romantic. It is not just high enthusiasm. Love bombing is an influence tactic. It is an intense, overwhelming period of affection and attention used to gain control over someone early in a relationship. It is characterized by urgency and intensity. It often involves excessive compliments. "You are the most beautiful person I've ever seen," said on the first date. Constant communication. Texting you from the moment you wake up until you sleep. If you don't reply in 10 minutes, they double text. Future faking. Planning weddings, holidays, or naming your future children within the first 2 weeks. The soulmate script. We are twin flames. I've never felt this way before. The key distinction here is the motive. Healthy love is about connection. Love bombing is about compliance. They are flooding you with validation so that you become addicted to the supply. And once you are addicted, they can start asking for things. They can start crossing boundaries because you are terrified of losing that perfect love. Why do people do this? Are they all evil masterminds? Not necessarily. The psychology is complex. There are 4 main drivers behind love bombing. 1. The narcissistic cycle. This is the most toxic form. For a narcissist, relationships are about supply. They need to secure you quickly. They use love bombing to create an idealized image. They aren't falling in love with you. They are falling in love with the reflection of themselves in your eyes. Once they catch you, the boredom sets in and the devaluation begins. 2. The anxious attachment, the secure attempt. Some people aren't trying to manipulate you maliciously. They are just terrified of abandonment. They try to lock you down immediately to soothe their own anxiety. They overgive because they believe they have to buy your love. 3. The dopamine chaser. Some people are addicted to the spark. They love the beginning of relationships, the chase, the conquest. They pour everything into the first month because it feels thrilling. But once the relationship requires real work, they get bored and move to the next target. 4. Low self-worth. They believe, if you really knew me, you wouldn't like me. So I have to dazzle you with gifts and compliments so you don't look too closely at my flaws. Regardless of the why, the impact on you is the same. You are swept up in a tidal wave that eventually crashes. So how do we distinguish the bomb from the bond? We have to look at the pacing. Real love is a slow burn. Real love builds gradually. It's a staircase, not an elevator. You take 1 step at a time. Respects pace. If you say, "I want to take things slow," a healthy partner says, "Of course." A love bomber gets offended, is consistent. It isn't fireworks one day and silence the next. It is a steady, warm hearth. sees the whole you. Real love takes time to learn your flaws. Love bombing ignores your flaws because they interfere with the fantasy. I want you to remember this phrase: where love bombing overwhelms, real love grounds. Love bombing feels like you are losing your balance. Real love feels like you are finding your footing. Let's do a side-by-side comparison. Imagine two columns in your mind. Column A, love bombing, feels like a rush/a high. Focuses on the fantasy, we are going to be perfect. Communication, overwhelming. Your phone is blowing up. Intimacy, forced vulnerability. They tell you their deepest trauma on date 1 to make you share yours. Reaction to boundaries, guilt. I did all this for you, and you won't even see me tonight? Column B, real love, feels like a rhythm/a calm. Focuses on the reality. I like getting to know you. Communication, thoughtful. They have a life, and they respect that you have one too. Intimacy, earned trust. They wait until you feel safe to share. Reaction to boundaries, respect. I understand you need space. Let's make this concrete. Let's talk about Sophie and Liam. Sophie is a 28-year-old graphic designer living in Manchester. She met Liam on a dating app. Day 1. They matched. Liam sent a message. I think I've just found the most beautiful woman in the city. Day 3. First date. Liam took her to a very expensive restaurant. He stared into her eyes and said, "Where have you been all my life? I feel like I've known you for years." Week 1. Liam sent flowers to her office. 3 massive bouquets. Sophie's colleagues were jealous. He started calling her the Mrs. Sophie felt flattered. She had been ghosted so many times before. This felt like a relief. She thought, finally a man who knows what he wants. Week 2. Sophie had a girls' night planned. She told Liam she couldn't see him that Friday. The switch flipped. Liam texted, "Wow, I just poured my heart out to you, booked us a table, and you're blowing me off to get drunk with your mates? I thought you were different. I guess I was wrong." Sophie panicked. She felt guilty. She canceled her friends to see Liam. This was the trap. The flowers weren't a gift. They were a down payment on her obedience. When she tried to set a boundary, the nice guy mask slipped and the controller emerged. That isn't love. That is emotional manipulation dressed up in a tuxedo. So how could Sophie have spotted this earlier? Here are the specific red flags to watch for in the first month. 1. The too soon declarations. I love you in week 2. You complete me on date 3. You cannot love someone you do not know. If they claim to love you after 2 dates, they love the idea of you, or they are projecting a fantasy. 2. The boundary test. This is the most important tool in your kit. Set a small boundary early on. Say no to something small. I can't talk on the phone tonight. I'm tired. Watch their reaction. A healthy person says, "No worries, sleep well." A love bomber says, "Oh, okay, I just really wanted to hear your voice. I guess I care more than you do." 3. Isolation. Do they make comments about your friends or family? Your friends don't get us. We don't need anyone else. They want to isolate you so they become your only source of reality. If you are listening to this and realizing, "Oh my God, I'm in this right now," here is what you do. 1. Pause and slow the pace. You control the brake pedal. Say, "I'm really enjoying getting to know you, but this pace feels a bit fast for me. I want to slow down so we can build this properly." 2. Watch the reaction. This is the litmus test. If they respect the slowdown arrow, possible green flag, maybe they were just anxious. If they get angry, defensive, or withdraw affection, major red flag. Get out. 3. Watch for the discard after intimacy. Love bombers often use intensity to get sex or vulnerability. Once they conquer you, they often pull away. If the affection drops 90% after you sleep together, it wasn't love, it was a conquest. 4. Stop rationalizing. Don't say, "But he's so romantic," or "She's just passionate." Intensity is not proof of depth. A forest fire is intense, but it destroys everything. A hearth fire is contained and it sustains life. I want to turn the mirror to you for a moment. Why do we fall for this? Often it's because we are hungry. If you have low self-worth, or if you haven't felt chosen in a long time, love bombing feels like water in the desert. We are so desperate to be seen that we accept the performance of being seen. Questions for your journal. Do I confuse intensity with intimacy? Am I attracted to the chaos, or am I attracted to the person? When someone overwhelms me with attention, does my critical thinking turn off? To ground yourself, keep your own schedule. Don't cancel your life for a new person. Consult your board of directors. Ask your skeptical friends what they think. They will see what you miss. Trust your gut. If it feels too good to be true, it usually is. Thanks for joining us on Love Science today. If you've ever been swept off your feet only to be dropped without warning, you're not alone. And you're not stupid. You were targeted by a very effective psychological tactic. In our next episode, we'll explore the fawn response, the hidden trauma pattern that makes some of us over-please in relationships to stay safe. Until then, love smart, trust slowly, and stay emotionally awake. I'm Kahinda Ojo. Thank you for listening to Love Science Today. I hope this episode gave you something meaningful to think about. If you learned something, share it with someone who may benefit. Remember that love is not random. It is a pattern you can understand and choose with intention. Join me again for the next episode as we continue exploring the science and soul of real connection. Stay thoughtful, stay open, take care of your heart.